Unfortunately, we can't be in person today to do our personal, social, and emotional development workshop. So I'm just going to whiz through the slides, give you a little bit of a taste of what we do in school to support your child's personal, social, and emotional development. Now, the early years foundation stage is very much the foundation of your child's education and the start of your child's journey through our school. The prime areas are very much the foundation blocks of our foundation stage, and personal, social, emotional development is very much the foundation block of the prime areas. This slide just shows us the early learning goals for PSED. And you can see that it is very important that children are understanding their feelings and the feelings of others, and that they can regulate their behaviour accordingly, that they can set simple goals and work towards them and control their immediate impulses. That allows them to give good focused attention. We want them to be confident and independent and resilient. And we want them to be able to cooperate and work with others. And so we're going to talk to you a little bit about the tools that we have in place and some of the metacognition we've been working on that helps children understand their emotional development. I'll see if I can turn page. There we go. I'll go for that. Now, at school, we use something called the zones of regulation. And this is something that we use throughout the school, so the children are becoming familiar with it and using their zones of regulation in foundation stage in Lions and Tigers, and they'll continue to use that throughout the school. It's fantastic for helping children identify their feelings, understand their feelings. Through it, we give the children tools that help them regulate their feelings, and then the skills to know how to use the tools, and ultimately become independent in regulating themselves. We talk about the zones of regulation in terms of colour, and each colour relates to certain feelings. And then we also talk in Lions and Tigers about the Winnie the Pooh characters which relate to these characters, these zones. So the blue zone is an unhelpful zone to be in. It's when we're feeling a bit sad or we're tired and everything's moving a bit slowly. That's Eeyore, is our Winnie the Pooh character, is in that zone. It's not a very helpful zone to be in when you're at school. One of the things about the zones of regulation is that we have helpful and unhelpful zones. We don't have right and wrong zones, and it's okay to be in any of these zones, but it's also important to know that we can move out of them. So it's if we are feeling sad and bored and we just can't get ourselves motivated, it's important to recognize that and know what we can do to get ourselves out of that zone. Because where we want to be is in the green zone, which is where Winnie the Pooh tends to live, where you're happy and you're calm and you're okay and you're feeling focused. That's a fantastically helpful place to be, and it's where we want to be most of the time. Sometimes we can get a bit silly or excited, but also maybe a bit frustrated or a bit worried. This is what we tend to refer to as feeling a bit tiggery. You're just on the verge of losing control. And as long as you can identify that, it's fun to be excited and wriggly, but as we all know, it can tip over quite easily into being unhelpful. And then if we do lose control, then we end up in the red zone, which is Rabbit from Winnie the Pooh. And that's when we might be getting angry, or we might be so excited we're out of control, or we could be terrified. We're so fearful of something that our brains just aren't working properly. So we help the children identify how they're feeling, and we use these colours and our Winnie the Pooh characters to help us identify our feelings. So yes, Winnie the Pooh, he's generally great. He's usually on an even keel. He floats through life. It's a helpful place to be like Winnie the Pooh. Tigger, on the other hand, tends to jump around and get very excited, which is great for a short amount of time, but yes, can lead to trouble. We've just got some idioms for how we might feel, which again, the children throughout the school will have lessons on zones of regulation. So as they go up through the school, our vocabulary becomes more exciting, and we can go into these things in a bit more detail. But yes, we know that even in lions and tigers, it's important sometimes to blow off some steam, but then we want to get back to being in the green zone and as cool as a cucumber. What's really important is that we have some tools to help us move around the zones, and to help us regulate, and maybe to help the adults co-regulate for the children. Things like counting and taking deep breaths, doing some quiet jobs like drawing or writing, particularly if you can draw a picture of how you feel or draw a picture of what you want to get back to. That's a great thing to do. And then talking is really, really important. We emphasize a lot the importance of talking to each other about how we feel, talking, expressing our feelings, talking to a grown-up if we need some help. Talking is really, really important. But these are, lots of different tools we can use to move around the zones if we're not feeling happy with where we are. One of the tools that is really, really helpful is our breathing. And another important thing is that it's great if a child can regulate themselves and decide that they're feeling a little bit agitated or overexcited and that they feel like they need to go and have some quiet time and do some breathing. But it's also important that adults, as experienced regulators of emotions, can help co-regulate for the children. And so if you, in the classroom, if we were to spot a child going a little bit crazy, we might say, I can tell that you are feeling a bit overexcited. I'm looking at you and you're looking a bit tiggery. Let's go and sit down and do some breathing. We might do some deep breathing using our hands, breathing in and out. We might do some lazy 8 breathing, tracing a figure of 8 while we breathe. So co-regulation is really, really important. And again, we try not to talk about the behavior. We talk about the emotions and the reasons behind the behavior, and that's much more effective in being able to make a change. And so if you can co-regulate for somebody else, that's really helpful. Quite often, as we get more experienced at it, the children can help co-regulate with each other. But yes, it's a helpful tool for adults to have, to know, to be able to use this sort of vocabulary and be able to use these sorts of tools to say, yeah, I can tell that things have gone a little bit wrong and you're feeling a bit sad now. Let's choose one of our tools to help get us back into the green zone. Or I can tell you're jumping about and things are going to go wrong in a minute. Let's just calm down and go and find a nice space to sit and do some calm, quiet breathing on our hands. And then, as well as being aware of our zones of regulation, we're also thinking about some metacognition through Professor Steve Peters, who is a psychologist who you might have heard of, who worked with the British team in the 2012 Olympics and has worked with the England football team. He has written a book called The Chimp Paradox, and he's written a child's version of that called The Inner Chimp, where he talks about the fact that inside us we have the person that we want to be and the person we don't want to be, because we've got 2 parts of our brain that work in different ways, and one of them is a primal brain that is instinctive, and quite often does unhelpful things that either makes us sad or worried or anxious, or does impulsive things. And so we're doing some work around our inner chimp to identifying the fact that we have got this part of our brain that makes us impulsive, and then talking about the fact that we have the power to control that part of our brain, and that just because our inner chimp tells us to do something doesn't mean that we have to do it. I feel worried and scared, so I'm going to run away and hide under a table, says the inner chimp. But our human brain can say, no, I'm not going to hide under a table. I'm going to talk to somebody about why I'm feeling anxious. I'm going to sort out the problem. Or someone's just stolen my toy and they snatched it from me, and my inner chimp says, right, I'm just going to whack them and snatch it back. But then our human brain says, no, that's not the right answer. I'm going to talk to them and say, I didn't like the fact you snatched that. Please, can I have it back? And try and resolve the problem. And if not, I'm going to go and talk to an adult. So yes, we're identifying the fact that we've got our red chimp brain in there, but talking about the fact that we can control our red chimp brain with our blue human brain. So I hope that gave you some idea of the things that we do in school to regulate our behaviour, to understand our emotions, and to develop our personal, social and emotional needs. Thank you.